having seen this, I have no idea what happens at all. The one on the right looks like Adeline to me. Hi and welcome back to the channel. I'm Steven. Today with episode 4 of which third-party resin figure brand is any good. To check out the previous episodes, yeah, I have the playlist attached right up here. Yeah, you can check out other figure companies like how good they are and everything. I do this every 1.5 to 2 months. Today episode 4 is almost 2 months after the previous episode. Now, before I proceed, a quick mention about my pending figure review on Imagination Studios' Yae Miko from Genshin Impact. Yeah, that was supposed to come out on Wednesday, but as you guys were aware, I wasn't feeling well, but I pushed on with Figure News Fix anyway on Sunday. So after that, I took the opportunity to take a rest, right? Not to mention, this first week of July, I believe it is a holiday in the United States. Yeah, 4th July celebration, right? So I'm not sure if I wanted to upload or publish an important figure review on a holiday week where less people are online. Yeah. A little bit of information for you guys. Americans rank at first place among my audience. More than 20% of people watching this channel are from the United States of America. So I actually pay attention to holidays over in the US, you know, to adjust my content schedule. And at second place, which is less than 10%, that would be Malaysians, my own country. So as you can see, USA makes up a big percentage of my audience over here. Okay, now moving on to the main topic for today, third-party resin figure companies, and we'll begin with ACY Studio. Okay, I have covered this studio like twice in the past, but it is good to be repeating and checking them out over and over again. That gives us a clear idea on their consistency level. Like, if there is a good release each time I cover them, yeah, that means you guys have a rough idea. This is a very consistent company. The quality is good for every release. Yeah. So I don't see it as a bad thing to repeat the same studio again and again a few times. Now, this one over here, Dungeon Fighter Mistress from ACY Studio 1x4 scale. They are expertise at 1x4 resin statues. Oh, this is a work of art, right? I love, the decal placement on her skin in general, on her back. Yeah, and this figure, this statue actually looks a lot better when you look at her from the back side in a way. So this is a really good purchase for those of you who pre-ordered her or already paid for her. Look forward to it. Look at that. This is really good, right? Moving on to the next company. This company, Alice 21 Studio, I am paying extra attention to them just like Lulan Studio or Arctic Wolf Studio. I'm interested in buying their stuff myself because they are making figures of characters that I actually want in very attractive poses, and this is one of them. Zenless Zone Zero Nico Demara. I believe the game is already out and I am contemplating trying out the game at Epic Games. I'm not sure yet. Okay, this is not an official product picture. This is a picture, a photograph of the actual figure itself. Yeah, it is being shot in a professional studio setting. This picture over here, looking at her face, I like it so much that I am almost regretting not pre-ordering it back then. Maybe I still can today, I'm not sure. Yeah, this is actual product picture. And she looks so good. Oh, this is excellent, man. The reason why I did not pre-order is because Alice 21 is very new. They don't have many figures on pre-order. Do they even have any figures already out? I'm not too certain. But yeah, they are fairly new compared to the likes of ACY Studio earlier. So I did not want to take the risk, and now I'm starting to regret it a bit after seeing this picture over here. Oh yeah, they pay extra attention to the fit. Of course, fit is really important to third-party resin figure companies, apparently. And yeah, this is cast-offable. Okay, moving on to the next one. Oh god, low resolution picture. From Anonymous Studio, we have Link from Legend of Zelda. Okay, I have never been a big fan of Legend of Zelda. Not my kind of thing. No reason to hate it, just not my kind of thing. But the people working at Tokyo Otaku Mode, they love Legend of Zelda to bits. Yeah. Okay, this is a better picture over here, higher resolution, and look at the texture on his outfit. Oh, this is the kind of thing you don't see in genuine figures at 1x6. Yeah, not even 1x4 PVC figures by freeing or binding. Yeah, this level of detail over here. It is a bit unfortunate that resin is a more fragile material. Otherwise, they would give the licensed figure companies a run for their money. Whether this face is accurate to the game character design or not, I am not sure because I don't play the game. But if I were to focus my attention elsewhere on the outfit, he looks really good, right? Moving on to the next one, Arctic Wolf Studio. Again, I believe I cover them almost every episode because they make a lot of figures. Now, this is version B. Oh, this is supposed to be about Yae Miko, the one on the right? Which I can only show the face sculpt, the head sculpt, because everything else is Hadaka. Yeah, and that is a massive 1x4. Yeah, you can buy her at 1x6 or 1x4. Is this the 1x4 version? I'm not too sure. But this is being compared to a 1x6 scale figure also by Arctic Wolf Studio right here. The face sculpt, that tongue sticking out, this is perfect execution right there. Moving on to the next one, this is a video where you get to see the face sculpt from different angles to see how good it is. How good Arctic Wolf Studio has made the head of this figure. Wow. Just by looking at the head sculpt alone, I kind of want one, man. And yeah, this is in stock in a few third-party resin figure sites. Go and check them out, right? I can't put the picture on screen, unfortunately. Now, moving on to the next one, we have more pictures over here. Are all of these by Arctic Wolf Studio? No. But now you guys get to see what the actual figure is like. No, this is somewhere between 1x6 and 1x4. Is this a 1x5 scale? I'm not sure, but this is a good buy for those of you who pre-ordered her. Okay, and next one over here, Arctic Wolf Studio. Again, we get to take a look at the actual factory pictures of Kiana Herschel from Honkai Impact. And yeah, she is looking fine AF, right? I wish that there is a bit more shading on the paintwork of the figure in general. There is some of them on the hair, but it would be nice to see a bit more shading around the armpit region, and then, behind the knees and so on. There is some of it, but I wish that, I don't know, man. Maybe it is also the lighting over here making the shading appear less apparent. It can be the lighting where the photos are being taken, but in general, I don't have a problem at all with the way the figure is turning out. She is looking great. Yeah. So many fit pictures. Okay, and this is apparently what the box looks like. Yeah. The thing with third parties is that they have to split the figure into multiple parts. So even a 1x6 scale figure can end up with a big box. Okay, moving on to the next one, Arctic Wolf Studio. Again, we have Clara from Honkai Star Rail. This is identical to the official product pictures, man. I remember this figure so well because I actually liked it quite a bit. Okay, let's move on to the next one. This is... I have no further comments, man. This is really good. Okay, next one, Arctic Wolf Studio. Again, the 4 figure. This is Light and Shadow Doppelganger Nora Assassin. Once again, identical. This is pretty much identical to the official product pictures that were being shown to you guys when they were taking pre-orders a few months back. Bro, I need to actually try purchasing something from them. Okay, once again, extra attention to fit. Okay, wow. Finally, some other studio. Art of Eden Studio, Hatsune Miku. Is this a 1x4? Yes, I believe this is. Very obvious right here. So, obviously, this is like a different art style, right? And it is completely subjective whether you like it or not. But this is great execution. We have real eyelashes over here, shiny lips, yeah. And the paintwork on the hair. There are obvious shading around the edges. Not bad at all. Okay, next one, Beast Studio. This studio, I'm actually a bit curious about them because they used to have a history of art theft, but then eventually they are starting to roll out their own original designs as well, so we'll see. Just that with this specific figure of Asuna Ichinose from Blue Archive over here, this is like B tier level, average level in terms of details. Not necessarily a bad thing. If the figure is affordable, if the figure price is on the low side, then I suppose lower levels of detail is completely acceptable. Now the issue here is the face. What do you guys think about the face? Is this the official photo? Yeah, this is the official product picture by Beast Studio, and this is what the final product is turning out to be like. I don't think it is identical at all. There is a slight difference. To be fair, there is also a difference in the angle the picture was taken. This looks better, and then the final product is like I would say about 80% identical. There is some resemblance, but I believe it could be better. I can't be very objective with this comparison over here because, you know, their angles are quite different. More pictures, alright. If you ask my opinion and you say you pre-ordered this figure, I would say proceed with purchasing it because in my opinion, she still looks a lot like Asuna Ichinose. It is not like they messed up her face in a massive way. It still looks a lot like her. Yeah. Okay, next one over here, Blooming Lily Studio Shinano from Azalane. Now, this figure, when she went on pre-order back then, I complained about a lack of detailing in the paintwork, a lack of shading, and they seem to have rectified that, which is really nice to see. Okay, this is a 1:4 scale, where shading is even more important, or you'll get large surface areas with really flat looking paintwork, you know. Now, my issue over here is no longer the shading or the paintwork. My issue now is what do you guys think about the face? Once again, we have an angle issue over here. This is what her face looks like when I zoomed in. I do think there is some resemblance to the official product picture over here. The problem is they are of a different viewing angle, so I can't be certain. This is closer to the first picture earlier, right? I do think they look a bit alike. Not 100%. Now, this is a very low cost 1:4 scale resin figure. You guys need to remember, this Shinano 1:4 over here cost like $300 plus US. I believe it was under $350, which is very low for a 1:4 scale resin figure. A detailed 1:4 resin figure averages $500 and up, right? So at $350, this is not as good as some other 1:4 scales, and the face is a bit questionable in my opinion. It is a shame that I don't get to compare directly, like same exact angle and same exact lighting, you know, but I'm trying my best over here. They did mass produce quite a bunch of her. Quite many figures, yeah, and especially in this picture over here, if I were to zoom in, you can see very obvious shading work on her tail. I am very happy to see this because when I saw the CGI picture back then, a few months back when she went on pre-order, that was my major concern, the shading, and they have done a great job over here. Unfortunately, the color of the character is a bit too bland, you know, like very light blue color hair, and then the tails, the bikini and everything, they're all white and grey color, a bit monotonous, but that is just the character design. Moving up to the next one, this figure right here, what's her name again, from Honkai Star Rail, but anyways, I dodged a bullet with this one. You know, I saw this figure widely in stock in many stores online. In many third-party resin figure stores, they have her, right? Regardless of whether it is Oz, GK or anywhere else. So maybe this one is not selling very well, or some people cancelled their pre-orders, who knows? But after seeing this picture over here, this factory production picture, I'm not surprised. This is by Bluefin's Studio, and I don't like her face. Right, This is beginning to feel like those Sega prize figures where they appear to be having a blood loss or anemia. Like their face appear a lot more pale compared to the skin color of the rest of the body, right? Like right here, I have a bit of a problem with the skin tone on her face compared to the rest of her arms or her shoulders. I think there is a slight mismatch over there. I'm not sure if this is partly due to lighting issues, when you take photos, or there is indeed a slight discrepancy in skin tone, skin color between the face and the rest of the figure. So, because I saw this figure going for so cheap online in multiple stores, I thought of purchasing one just to review it, because it is cheap. And now we know why she is cheap. Maybe because the figure wasn't that great to begin with. Okay, the detail level of this figure is excellent though. It is quite a shame that the face could be much better, right? Yeah, nice shading on the hair. The paintwork on the hair is majestic. Like, look at the different tones of purple, lavender. I love it. If only the face had been much better. Okay, next one, Creation Studio, we have Pyra from Xenoblade. Okay, this is apparently a photo by Ryan Reynolds. Shouldn't be a real name, right? Is it a real name? But anyways, this picture was widely shared in Twitter, in Facebook, and so on. Like, people were stealing the picture and reposting it, so might as well show it to you guys briefly. Creation Studio did a fabulous work with the sculpts on the face over here. If you told me this is a 1x4 scale by HuiXiang, I would have believed you. Yeah, they nailed the face, so I don't have a problem with this figure. This is the realistic version, which is not my kind of thing, but the anime or game version, this is perfect execution right there. So if you pre-ordered one, you are going to be really happy about her. But we have a problem here, right? Some people are complaining this figure is defective. Like, not every copy. Some people has received defective copies of this Creation Studio Xenoblade Pyra figure over here. This is a 1x4 where paint is rubbing off from the figure. It is like the paint has not yet completely set or dried, and then they just repacked the figure into the box because they were rushing the figure out. And yeah, the paints were coming off from the figure because it has not yet dried. So some people are experiencing these issues. And here we have another example. So you see this gray color line over here? Yeah, paint is coming off, and this is not good at all. Pray for it that you don't come across this issue, and if you do, and my suggestion would be using Mr. Hobby's leveling thinner, where you just brush across the surface, and then you are trying to melt an existing dried paint so that you can use it to cover the unpainted area. You can try doing that, but be careful, right? Moving up to the next one, Dodomo Studio. Finally, haven't seen you guys since episode 1 or 2. Okay, this one is turning out okay. You see, I reviewed one single Dodomo Studio figure last year, I think, Marin Kitagawa, and that one was quite the disaster. I wasn't holding back my criticisms with that figure. And then later on, when they released Power from Chainsaw Man, that one is a lot better. And then now, we have Azalane IGN Taiho over here, and I do think her face turns out really great over here. I don't have a problem at all. Of course, this is smartphone photos, right? And there might be some distortions making the face look a bit weird or something. But when I factor in this smartphone photography stuff into the pictures I'm looking at, I think she turned out really great. Yeah. Okay, here I have a comparison between the final figure and this one over here. This was the product picture promised by Dodomo Studio. Is there a difference? Yes. The problem is, this difference is possibly because of the smartphone camera wide angle lens distortion rather than the figure itself being defective. And I'm saying this because I am a photographer. I can tell what is lens distortion and what is something else, like, a defect on the figure. If you look at the picture on the right over here, it appears like her face is more prominent, her cheeks are thicker or more full in a way, and also this forehead region, this hair region, it appears a bit more elongated compared to the official product pictures, and that is how I know this is smartphone camera distortion rather than the actual figure itself having any issues, right? Yeah, smartphone cameras, they really stretch your figures and they elongate the face over here. So I would say there is nothing to be concerned of if you pre-ordered one. Next, Dodomo Studio again. This is Tatsumaki from One Punch Man, and this is her base. And this is production picture. I think the figure is not yet ready. And this is what the face sculpt looks like, the most important part, and they nailed it. Her face looks fine AF. They did a great job over here. So yeah, the bad review I gave for Dodomo Studios Marin Kitagawa, that was perhaps a one-off problem. Yeah, it was just one single disaster, and everything else after that, they are turning out great, right? So you might want to give Dodomo Studio a second look. Okay, moving on to the next one, Dragon and Pop Studio. This is, what's her name? I'm not sure. Aldi from One Piece. And this is a realistic face, or is this what she looks like in anime? Because I don't like her face at all. Yeah. Paintwork everywhere else seems fine. This looks like a low budget resin figure, maybe only $120. Yeah, this looks like a budget resin figure to me. Okay, up next we have Dreamhouse Studio 2B from Nier Automata. Oh, and if there is one thing I really like, it is the sewing lines over here. Yeah, all these dotted white color lines on her outfit. I love that. Yeah, it is attention to detail like this that makes me love some figures and love high detail stuff like this in general. Now, this figure can be had in black or white options, and of course I prefer the original black color because the white color is just too bland. The whole figure is white color. Yeah, this looks boring. This is so much better. As for the face of this 2B, I don't think I have any issues with it. I've seen better, but this is fine as well. And that's the thing with 2B, right? She looks better from behind compared to from in front. This looks fabulous. Moving up to the next one, we have Makinami Illustrious from DreamX Studio. Okay, the face is fine. This is not too far off genuine figures, but there is one thing I really dislike over here, and that is her glasses. I know resin is very fragile, and at 1/6 scale, that glasses over there is going to be way too thin. Yeah, so they made the glasses a bit too thick and too big. It looks way off. Yeah, it feels like the figure is 1/6 and the glasses are like 1/5. I don't know. Yeah, the glasses are too big, but outside of that, the figure looks fine. No issues at all. I love that glossy plug suit over there. Yeah. Okay, next one, DreamX Studio as well, but Asuka. And I like Asuka a lot more because she is holding a helmet over here, and the face is turning out great. Yeah. Wide angle lens distortion again. You see how big her forehead is? Yeah. This is because they're using a wide angle lens to photograph it, I assume, because they want to take a photo of the entire scene. But I think she looks fine. Whether you like her face or not, this is up to personal taste. I do think her face is a bit too triangular. Yeah, way too sharp at the chin area, the jaw lines. Moving up to the next one, DT Studio and Ume Studio. They are veterans at 1/4 scale, realistic looking figures or statues. So we have a realistic looking saber outer, not my kind of thing. Detail level on the armor and the outfit is very decent, just that I prefer her armor to be a lot more metallic looking. This is like metallic but matte at the same time. I prefer it to be a bit more glossy, like what Good Smile does with their saber figures, right? Okay, next one over here, I have no idea who is this character at all. No, I don't know her, but for people who like to collect 1/4 scales and want to enjoy the detail on the armor over here, yeah, she's turning out great. Like I said earlier, they are already veterans. They have been around for some time, so you can expect a higher level of consistency from DT and Ume Studio. Next, From Dtalon Studio, we have 2B again. Actually prefer the earlier one a bit compared to this version right here. Yeah. The reason being, this figure is a bit too glossy. I mean, I love gloss. Like, a glossy leather on the outfit, plug suit, like you see in Evangelion or Gundam pilots, Gundam characters. Glossy plug suit, glossy leather, I love them. I think they are sexy AF. But I don't know why would you apply gloss shiny paints on the hair, that silver hair over there. It looks like one of those cheaply made wigs for cosplay I see online. Something like that. Like, you look at cosplay wigs between the cheaper ones and the more expensive ones. Sometimes the cheaper ones can look a bit too plastic and too shiny. Yeah, and this is what it looks like to me. But at the same time, I know this is personal preference. Some people like their figures to look like this, right? Oh, I love the details, man. Oh, the texture around her outfit, I love it. Right, and there is very obvious shading on the thighs, the stockings. I think the figure looks fine, just that I'm not sure if I like the choice of paints for their hair over here. The face, once again, it is like every figure company has their own way of interpreting what 2B looks like, and 90% of the time they turn out fine. Yeah, the rest is up to you, which one you prefer. Moving on to the next one, we have FanArt Studio Ada Wong from Resident Evil. This is what the head sculpt looks like. Looks like some Chinese auntie to me. I'm not sure if I like it. I don't think Ada Wong is that old. Yeah, I don't see myself buying Resident Evil stuff. Next one over here, Fine Nip Studio Stellar Blade Eve. And I'll say it right now, I don't like it, right? She looks fine. This is very similar to what was being promised in the official product pictures. Like, these figures went on pre-order just 2 or 3 months ago, and now they already have actual products. Personally, I don't think this looked like Eve at all. If what I remember seeing from all these hot game footages online, yeah, I think this is a bit different from her. Now, this one looks a lot more like her. Yeah, this looks like Eve a lot more. So between this version and this version by the same company, pick up this one. This is so much better. And here we have a third version over here. Don't waste your money on version C, where they dress up your favorite game or anime character in very skimpy swimsuit. Like, I know it sounds hypocritical when I'm buying deluxe versions for every figure I review, but I don't think I want to do that anymore in the future. I'll just buy version A, yeah. More pictures. I prefer the plug suit version earlier with the glasses on. Up next, from FWS Studio and ZZDD Studio, with IJN Owari from Azalane. I remember this figure very well, and did her face turn out fine? I would say yes. She looks really good. And look at the heavy shading on the hair. Oh, I love this kind of paintwork so much, man. Okay, yeah, she is turning out really fine. Look at the heavy shading on the stockings as well. This is a good buy. Ghost Studio Honkai Star Rail Jing Yuan. Wow. Wow. Man, this is totally up my alley. Just that I don't collect male figures. Yeah. Execution on the face. I think the face is fine, just that the hair looks very unpainted to me. Maybe this is an unfinished figure, I'm not sure yet. It almost feels like his hair is made of cement. Yeah, it feels that way to me. But you know, the lion behind him is grey color, so I don't know if this is a finished product or not. Okay, moving on to the next one. Hakimi Studio Kafka from Honkai Star Rail again. A lot of Honkai stuff for sure. Alright, she looks like Kafka. No problems over here. Just that this is not my favorite version of Kafka. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the setup and the base. Definitely looks like Kafka, but once again, I know I complain about this a lot. We need some shading on the hair. This is like flat violet color. Yeah, no shading right here. With shading, yeah, the Imagination Studio version which I have is a lot better looking when it comes to paintwork on the hair. Moving on to the next one, more pictures of the head sculpt. We have seen enough. Okay, wow, more pictures. Alright. And this is what... Well, all the heavy censorship, that wasn't by me, by the way. That is Hakimi Studio censoring everything in the background. Wow. This looks more like a meat processing plant rather than a figure factory. Alright, moving on to the next one. HaoBo Studio Jewelry. Yeah, look at how Capcom massacred my favorite character from Street Fighter. She was very attractive in Street Fighter 4, and then now she looks like an old baba in Street Fighter 6. This is what she looks like in Street Fighter 6, by the way. Very accurate in terms of the representation of the character. And if I'm not mistaken, HaoBo Studios jewelry wasn't very expensive. The paintwork here looks very matte, no shiny parts, which some people do prefer. But I'm spotting some quality control issues over here. Look at paint bleeding. Yeah, see this purple paint bleeding out into the white color region. Down here as well. Yeah, we have some QC issues. This reminds me of Fat Company. Yeah, Fat Company is exactly like this. Another side of the figure, we zoom in. Yeah, paint bleeding right here at the corners. This reminds me of Fat so much. Okay, up next, from HuiXiang Studio, we have Furina from Genshin Impact. This feels like a pop upgrade to me. This looks really bad. No, please don't buy this. HuiXiang Studio, you need to put in more effort. If this was $100, I still wouldn't recommend it. Yeah. Yeah, this is the official product pictures. You even see some shading on her swimsuit, but in the actual product, it is absent. No shading at all. No, don't buy this. Okay, more pictures. The only part with shading is her hair. Okay, up next, from HP Studio, we have Lucy from Cyberpunk. I'm not a fan of this body proportion. Reminds me of Raita art style in a way, you know, not my kind of thing. And the face sculpt. What is up with their face looking different? Like this. This one is different from the Hadaka version. This has a rounder face. This has a more elongated face. And no, in this specific photograph, this has nothing to do with smartphone camera distortion. They are indeed different. Maybe they are giving you guys a choice, like which one do you prefer to display with. I don't know. Oh, this looks so much better. Wait, let me zoom in for a second. Okay. This looks better. This version looks better. This is the realistic version. Two different face sculpts for to choose from. I see. I prefer the anime version. Alright. The amazing thing is that, you know, the realistic version is not bad looking at all. Yeah, it is all down to personal preference. Man, the more I look at this picture, the more I'm starting to like this realistic version. Okay, moving up next, we have a video from HuiXiang Studio. They are trying to show off how good their Violet Evergarden is, and I am inclined to agree that looks amazing. Yeah, we are not getting any genuine scale figures, and they are doing a great job with their version over here. This is what the product picture looks like. I think I remember this figure very well, and I even encouraged you guys to pre-order one. And based on the video earlier, yeah, things are looking really good. I'm excited for this one. Okay, next one, we have Hun Yu Studio HuoHuo from Honkai Star Rail. And boy, this is excellent execution. Very nicely done. Oh, look at the paintwork over here. I love it so much. We have, what do you call this? Olive green? No, this is not olive green, right? And then we have brighter shades over here. They mixed in beige color, I can tell. And then down here, there is a bit of darker green, blue even. Oh, this is my kind of thing when it comes to paintwork. Nice work, Hun Yu Studio. Nice work. We have some angles. Yeah, some people may not like this because her tail and her hair are different in color. But in my opinion, I think this is intentional. Yeah, And personally, I don't mind it at all because the figure looks amazing from the front. Okay, up next we have Imagination Studio. Yeah, this is Yu from Honkai Star Rail, which I did not pre-order. I pre-ordered Absinthe version, and I will review it later on. Okay, and Imagination Studio, what else can I say? I mean, I got a good look at their Yae Miko figure, which I'll review later on, and they are doing fine work nowadays. Now, this is very fragile for sure, a lot of very thin parts, but oh, that is a 10 out of 10 face, man. This is so good. As you guys can see, I saved so many pictures. It kind of tells you how much I like it. Oh wow, this is... this thing coming out from a mirror. Wow, this is very nicely executed, man. While I normally would tell you to buy just one versions, this is one of those examples, one of those cases where buying both the deluxe version is not a bad idea because both versions are very drastically different. Yeah, version A, version B, very different, and I like this base a lot on version B. So if you get Imagination Studios version of Yu, get the deluxe one. And their factory workspace looks a lot better than that meat processing plant earlier, right? Okay, yeah, we have more pictures, of course. Alright, moving on to the next one, Infinite Studio from Slam Dunk, Hanamichi Sakuragi. Not the kind of stuff I collect, but I just wanted to share with you guys how this statue, this figure over here, almost looks like a 2D artwork, the way they painted and shaded it. Oh, this is brilliant painting. Look at that. Oh. I don't buy stuff like this, but this is so appealing, man. It is like you are holding an actual solid object, a figure, but it looks 2D at the same time. This is very nice. Okay, up next from JuZhou Studio, we have 2B again. This one just went on pre-order not too long ago. Not my kind of thing. If I want a figure of 2B, I would want her in her official outfit, you know, not an office lady outfit. And once again, I think her face is fine. Not the best. Far from the best, but she looks fine at the same time. I want that sofa though. So this is one of those examples where I would prefer to display her with the blindfolds on. Yeah. Okay, up next we have JY Studio Raiden Shogun from Genshin Impact. Yeah, a typical night dress which is very popular nowadays. We only have one single picture over here, and yeah, this looks like Raiden Shogun. And I think this is probably a low budget figure. This is probably under $200, way under. The paintwork is simple and plain, no shading, both on the hair and on the dress. Yeah, the hair over there, this is lighting from above. This is not shading at all. No shading on the paintwork. And yeah, plain black, simple plastic base. I think I'm quite confident this is a very cheap figure. Up next, from KK Studio, we have Shenhe from Genshin Impact. This is actually more of an announcement post, a work in progress on their Shenhe figure over here. I believe this picture came from their Weibo, yeah, Chinese version of Twitter. And they have announced that they are making some changes to the figure. The one on the left is before, the one on the right is after. They say that they are making some changes to her hair. Do you spot a difference? To me, it is very obvious. And this is a massive improvement. You see, this figure just went on pre-order not too long ago, a month, 2 months ago. And I complained about the hair not being detailed enough. And it almost feels like someone from KK Studio is watching me over here. And they have rectified her hair. You see how much more detailed the hair in front here is? Oh, excellent work, KK Studio. Okay, moving on to the next one. Yeah, this is the official picture from KK Studio earlier. As you can see, yeah, the hair in the official picture isn't very detailed. So in a sense, you could say that even if they delivered the one on the left to you as the final product, I wouldn't complain at all. But they still put in effort to improve the figure. Okay, moving on to the next one from Lulan Studio, we have Bronya from Honkai Impact. Third, now this is a very low quality image. I think I have a closer image of her with her face. Yeah. Smartphone camera distortion is very obvious over here. The face is elongated, but they are doing a great job. This is also like a 10 out of 10 face. I can already tell. Yeah, this is 10 out of 10, man. Very obvious shading on the hair as well. Lovely enough. More pictures. Okay. Now, this is the best look we have yet. 10 out of 10. Nice work. So, I was having reservations with Lulan Studio as well. Now I know that they can be trustworthy. They are on my watch list for future purchases. Okay, moving up next from LX Studio, we have Levi Jeans from from Attack on Titan. This is a low-res image, but anyways, we have more pictures over here. Oh, this is a life-size statue. Any one of you have pockets deep enough to buy a life-size statue? But unlike the genuine ones from Japan, which cost $1 million, $2 million yen each, a life-size statue like this by a third party is like $2 grand, $3 grand US dollars, which for some people is still relatively affordable. Of course, with something life-sized, you are going to get something as realistic as possible, right? So let's just enjoy browsing the images over here. I'm actually impressed that OSGK has one actual life-size unit in their store for display for everyone to see. Moving up next, from Masterpiece Studio, we have St. Louis from Azalane. This is the official product picture where they ask you to pre-order based on these pictures as reference. And their figure is currently work in progress, right? We got a video from them on the work in progress pictures and she is looking really good. This is identical to what was being promised in the product pictures, man. Second video on the other face sculpt. This is great as well, but I think I prefer the first one earlier. This is also great. And I would suggest a bit heavier shading on the hair, please. Yeah. Moving up next, from Miyin Studio, we have Furina from Genshin Impact. This is a version B. Version A was something safe for work. This is their version B edgy version. And we have a big problem over here. Yeah. Referring to the official product picture, this is what was being promised. We have a very nice dose of blush on the face. And in the final product picture, yeah, it is almost gone. I am not pleased with this at all. This is not good. Now, Miyin Studio had a few decent releases in the past, and somehow I don't know what happens over here, but if this is what I got in the final products, I think I wouldn't like it, because there is a difference between this and the other one with a very heavy blush. It almost feels like they are two completely different face expressions. Yeah. No, this is not good. I'm sorry, Miyin Studio. Okay, up next, we have another Miyin Studio figure, Kafka. Let me zoom in and have a look. This is a bit too rounded for Kafka. I think Kafka's face is a lot sharper along the jawline, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, exactly like the pictures in the background, but this is not very clear. Like, are there any pictures? Okay, we have a different angle over here. Okay, from this angle, it looks a bit better. Maybe it is just a matter of viewing angle. Very nice color gradients on the hair over here. And they opted for a matte finish for the hair, right? Imagination Studios version was really shiny and really glossy. Almost metallic even. This is a matte finish. Up to you which one you prefer. As for the outfit, yeah, the Imagination Studio version was way better. Yeah, this is lower levels of detail, but not in a bad way. If the figure is lower priced, then this is acceptable, to be honest. And this is what I meant by shading on the paintwork on skin areas. You look around the toes, the ankle region, the heels, the knee. Yeah, there is a shift to a slightly more pink shade, right? I love this kind of paintwork, man. Okay, wow. I saved. Oh, we are getting two different face sculpts. I think I'm quite certain now. You're getting this and this. So they are indeed different. Okay. I think the one on the left is more game accurate, right? I think so. Okay, up next, we have Miss Studio Genshin Impact Racing Shenhe. Okay, I remember this one very well. And once again, we have some factory pictures. Wow, they mass-produced a lot, man. I'm surprised that so many people pre-ordered one. If they manufactured that many, that means they received many orders for sure. And I don't like this one. Like, she looks fine. The shading is there, you know, like around the eyes you can see a dose of eye shadows over there. Yeah, but not my kind of figure, I suppose. And this is the anime version. I don't really like it. I don't know why, but I don't like it. Yeah, anime version. Yeah, not very sharp. The image is a bit out of focus over here. Could make use with some shading on the hair. Did you guys count how many times I mentioned the word shading into this video alone? Well, that actually tells you how important it is to me. And more pictures, wow. How many pictures did I save of this figure? Realistic face. To be fair to Miss Studio, I think she looks fine, just that it is not my type of figure. Up next, from MoHe Studio, I think, Seishiro Nagi from Blue Lock. Now, this is one of those rare occasions where I think I prefer Furyu and Phoenix version of the very same character. Yeah. I did not watch the anime adaptation. I don't know what his personality or character is like, but I'm not sure if I like the blank stare over here. Maybe this is reflective of his actual character, right? So I won't judge the face too much, but in terms of the pose of the figure, I prefer Furyu's execution. Yeah. But otherwise, I don't see anything wrong with this figure over here. And wow, they made a lot over here. Okay, up next, from Monroe Studio and Gentleman 18 Studio, we have Furina again from Genshin Impact. Now, I don't remember how much this figure went for. I believe it is like $200, slightly more than that. And the face is good. I like the face over here. I'm not sure if I like the base. Like, this is purely subjective. There is nothing wrong with the base. And the water effect over here is very nicely executed. Yeah. Nice work, Monroe Studio. Yeah, there is there's a Hadaka version, and as you guys can see in the background, but for this kind of figure, this specific figure over here, I would be content with the standard version. Yeah. There is no need to undress every anime figure you have, right? Next one, I'm very impressed with this one. More Studio, Cheshire from Azalane. This is almost as good as genuine licensed figures, man. Almost, but not yet quite there, because Apex Toys or Alter would give the hair over here a very heavy dose of shading. This is the 69th time I mentioned the word shading today, but the face sculpt, this is genuine licensed figure level. Very nicely made, man. Oh, this is so good. From a distance, I don't think there is any issue with this figure at all. Wow. Okay, more Studio, you guys have my attention. Up next, 97 Studio Genshin Impact Klee Super Deformed version. This almost looks like Kingdom Hearts character in a way, you know, the way they design it. Yeah, this is all dependent on personal taste. Up next, from OZ Production Studio, Lynette, or is it Lynette? Lynette, right? From Genshin Impact, and she stole Hatsune Miko's skirt over here. I think I said the same thing back then when she went on pre-order. One single low resolution image, but the face is very nicely done. Yeah, the same as the product pictures. So far, I think there are like 2 or 3 figure companies that were below average or outright bad, but everyone else are doing a great job so far. Up next, PJ Studio licensed resin figure brand. They do their own original characters. This is original Avery, and I am just sharing the pictures with you guys because I have no comments for figures made by PJ Studio. They always get it right? Not the kind of figures I collect because of realistic stuff, but they always nail it. Up next, Shellfish Studio, adult version of Anya Forger from Spy Family. This is the product picture, yes, but I wanted to show you guys the close-up look on her face first before we move on to the actual product picture. So this is some foreshadowing over here. Did she turn out bad? Yeah, we'll see. Okay, so this is what her face looks like, and the problem here is that her hair is partially concealing her right eye, so I can't really tell for sure what she looks like from other angles. And this is what she looks like when you rotate the figure a bit. What do you think? Maybe if I'm looking at this figure from the proper angle, she will look like the product pictures earlier, but from this specific angle over here, it almost feels like it will cost you $40 to travel by Uber from the right eye to the left eye. I don't know. The eyes feel a bit too far apart to my liking, but maybe it is just a viewing angle issue. I'm not certain at this point. Yeah, this picture over here, she looks especially bad in this picture. Once again, it will cost you $40 to travel from the right eye to the left eye by a bus, by an Uber. Yeah, this picture, she looks really bad for some reason because the hair is covering her eye, and then when you're looking at it from the front, it almost feels like her eyes are further apart than they actually are. So I'm not sure if I can make any proper conclusion with these pictures over here, unfortunately. Moving on to the next picture over here. Okay, we zoom in a bit, and from this angle, she looks quite attractive. So maybe I'll give Shellfish Studio the benefit of the doubt. I think they done it right with the face. It was just a viewing angle issue. And for the 70th time, I'm going to complain about the hair being too flat with the paintwork. Yeah. Oh, more pictures. Wow, how many pictures did I save? The reason why I saved so many is because, yeah, I wasn't very convinced initially. Okay, this angle, she looks quite nice. Moving on to the next company, Snow Studio. We have Misono Mika from Blue Archive. This better be cheap. Yeah, it feels like a low detail figure to me. Can't really tell much from these pictures otherwise, right? Can I zoom in? Okay, we get quite a... Oh, this is a high-res image. Nice. This doesn't look very nice over here. Is that paint contamination? I'm not too sure. Yeah, this is a simple figure. Detail is on the low side. And there is mild shading on the hair. Yeah, a bit of it. But this doesn't look like an expensive figure to me. And factory production pictures. And next one also by Snow Studio, Nezuko Shinobu and Kanroji Mitsui. This feels like bootlegs to me for some reason. More like there is nothing wrong with the sculpt on the face. The face is nicely done. Just that, you know, this looks like low budget figures in a way. And because they are low budget, yeah, the detail level and everything else associated with higher cost, they are lacking in a way. If you told me each of these figures go for $80, I still wouldn't buy them. Yeah, save up that money and get yourself something nice. Moving on to the next picture. Oh, we have more over here. Can't recommend this figure at all. Okay, up next, from Soda Studio, we have Guri Hoshino from Martian Successor Nadeshiko. If you want something lewd, this is the one to go for because they did a brilliant job with her face over there. Look at that. Wow. The tears are in 3D. So yeah, I think Freeing has a figure of her. Was it 1/6 scale Barney figure for like 18,000 yen? But if you want to torture her, I think this is a good buy. They did a great work on the face over here. Alright, next one from Spirit Demon Studio, we have Guinai Fen from Honkai Star Rail. Can't really tell much from this image, right? Oh, the image is sufficiently high in resolution. Alright. Nice work on the face. Yeah. All I care at this point is the face, right? As long the paint quality on the rest of the figure is not too bad, I might be able to overlook it, but it still depends on the price of the figure. Like a $180 resin figure and a $250 resin dollar figure, I regard them to be very different. Yeah. Up next, from Shure Studio and Era Studio, we have Annie Leonhardt from Attack on Titan. Now, this is a great execution. Look at the paintwork on her boots over there. And then, man, this is as good as any genuine figure, man. As long you don't mind resin, of course. Look at that. You know, when I see a studio having a very random and low effort name, Shure Studio, Era Studio, like this one over here, or very simple names, like, it got me thinking, you don't even put in effort into naming your company. How do I trust you that you will take your figures seriously? But, you know, I believe that that is not the correct way to judge a company, but I have a tendency to be like that. And in this case over here, yeah, for a company that seemingly did not put in effort to name themselves, they did a great work. So maybe I should stop judging figure companies this way. It is just my own tendency, by the way. Up next, we have Thistles Thorns Studio. Again, I think I've covered them before as well. This is Ares from Mushoku Tensei. And there is no problem with the face at all. I could have mistaken this for a genuine PVC figure, but if I have to be honest, I would rather you go and buy the Q-Skill version or Quest-Skill version, because she is sticking out her very nice ass over there, and what else can I ask for? That is a much better pose in my opinion. Yeah, two very similar pictures over here. Okay, moving on to the next one. Time Studio and Dreamboat Studio. Yuta Okotsu from Jujutsu Kaisen. I just want to share with you guys these face sculpts over here, man. Look at the paint work around the eyes over here. Oh, this is so good, man. Two face plates. And they put in so much effort into what is supposedly just black color hair, unlike Kotobukiya, you know? Yeah, and next one over here, oh, this is also what Yuta looks like. Okay, I know nothing about JJK, by the way. Look at the amount of effort they put into painting something that is black in color. Yeah. Okay. Oh, this is what the figure looks like, and it is still work in progress. Alright, moving on to the next one. Shibing Studio Ganyu Genshin Impact. Now this is so nice, and I believe this was around $150 or less than that. And after seeing this picture over here, I feel like I want one. Yeah, this figure really reminds me of the Fats company, what was her name again? Yeah, Katsushika Hokusai casual version. I wanted to pick one up. Actually, I'm a FGO collector, and this figure reminds me of that figure so much. Very similar in a way, except Shibing Studio might have done an even better job than Fats Company. There's nothing much to shout about, right? Yep, shading is present. Dark blue, medium blue, light blue. Very nice over here for a figure that costs like $150. Very nice. Oh. Okay, moving up next, XY Studio Perona. See, low effort naming of a company, just XY Studio. But this Perona looks great, right? There's nothing to say, right? Third-party resin figure companies, they are really good at One Piece characters in general. They are really good with them. And saving the best for the last, I actually posted this picture on my Facebook page more than a month ago. And yeah, the post went viral. Okay, the company you're looking at over here, this is Cherry Works Studio. Take note, Cherry Works Studio. At the same time, Cherry Works Studio, they also collaborate with other companies. So it is not like every figure they make is bad. But having seen this, I have no idea what happens at all. The one on the right looks like Adeline to me. Okay, and in case you guys are not aware of who Adeline is, yeah, she is sort of a troublemaker in Malaysia, And yeah, she created a lot of problems for people. Like, she would go into a Grab ride, take a Grab ride and refuse to pay for it. Grab is our version of Uber, by the way. And then she would go into restaurants, order food and refuse to pay for it. She is like literally going around causing troubles and became viral on the internet for doing so, right? If you want to know more about Adeline, just go to Google search and type in Malaysia Adeline and you are going to get some nice results. Go and read all those news articles on your own. I won't elaborate any further. We are going out of topic. But the reason why I'm calling this figure over here Adeline is because it literally looks like her. It looks like her with a blue color wig on. Yeah. Okay. Moving on to the next one over here. Okay, a little bit of history with Cherryworks Studio. This was the picture they showed to everyone when they were taking pre-orders for this figure. And then after they screwed up the figure over here, they would release new pictures. And now this sandwich figure is supposed to look like this. And no, we are not yet done. A few weeks later, they released another new picture and now suddenly this very same sandwich figure is supposed to look like this now. So this is very different, drastically different from what was being promised initially, and some people won't like this final result simply because of personal taste. The problem with Cherryworks Studio with this specific figure is that they promised A, they tried to deliver something defective and change it later on, and then you ended up getting version C instead of A or B. Yeah, I mean, if you searched for this figure on a website maybe 6 months ago and you search for it today, the product pictures have completely changed. The face has changed drastically. So if people pre-ordered this figure expecting this face and they end up getting something else, they are not going to be happy because the new face is not something everyone will like, right? This is personal taste. Yeah. So this is not a very nice thing, and it is also why I regard as this being hands down the worst third-party resin figure for today's episode. I said that I was saving the best for the last, right? Yeah, saving the best for the last right here. Okay, and that is all for today's episode on which third-party resin figure brand is good. If you found this video to be entertaining or informative, please give this video a like, a thumbs up, and subscribe to this channel for anime figure content every week. Until then, I'll see you guys again very soon. I'll see you on Sunday for Figure News Fix. Goodbye.